I deal with a lot of charter guys. I deal with way too many charter guys, and they all have big, fat, ugly boats, and they all have lots of money. And they actually buy the digital Lowrance radio, which is $60 more. It's called the 880. And you need a network on the 880, because the 880 has private talk 70, which means Gavin and I are talking on 70. He has my number, we have your number. This guy doesn't have our number, and he's on channel 70. I said, Gavin, go to 70. So he's like, oh, let's go to 70. He can't hear us, so it's got private talk on it. Number one. Number two, it charts 5 DSC numbers at the time, which means if I got a charter boat and these 3 guys have charter boats and I type in their numbers and they type in my number, I'll see him in a pink line, you in a yellow line, you in an orange line the whole day. And every time you press a waypoint, it'll show a waypoint where you got a fish. And that's a digital, networkable VHF radio. Okay, so that's, and they're not expensive, like $28 for the radio. They're actually not, they're cheaper than any standard Horizon radio. But that's how technical the systems have gotten. And it's all part of your radio. I mean, if your radio has a red distress, it's got at least one-way digital. If it says DSC, it's two-way digital. It has to, any radio today from 2012, from 2011 late on has to be two-way digital. It's law. So that's why the price is expensive. It's got to do with the whole system. Okay, we're going to go with the new units. The new units are very interesting. Gavin just asked me a tough question. Lowrance is going to come out on January the 18th with the Gen 2 units, and to me it's gimmicky because that's my unit off my boat, and it's 2 seasons old, and it's twice as slow as this year's unit, meaning the 2011 units, and the new units are about 20 times faster. The video that I saw of Gen 2, no one would use, because when we were running side imaging, how many guys split their side image map with Fish Finder? When I'm side imaging, I'm more of a bass guy, so when I'm side imaging, I want to see the boulders, rocks, logs, and stumps, and I have no reason to see my map, because every time I see a log, I move my cursor. Let me turn the simulator on, actually. This might take me a minute here. Just give me 1 sec. These are a little bit trickier.
Fix the manual.
These are hard to program. Okay, HDSs it takes me 3 minutes to program one of these. It takes me 9 minutes to program one of these. But once a program, you never have to do it again. They're a bitch to program. So here goes. Who has the HDS on their boats? Okay. What I'll do is I'll show it afterwards, because it gets confusing for a lot of these guys if I show you how to program these. They're easy if you see a guy do it. They're super hard if you don't see a guy do it. But we're just going to start with side imaging right now, explain what it all means in English. 90% of the people that own the side images don't set them up right. So just because they have it doesn't mean they know what they're doing. Here's your side image. This is a view that you've gone over, and we've got a tree stump over here, shadowed. First thing you do is you move your cursor over to what you think you see, and you zoom in twice. As you zoom in, it really centers the picture, and then you waypoint it. The worst thing you can do is move your cursor, waypoint, move your cursor. You're 20, 30, 40, 50 feet off. You're not even on the rock, you're not even on the log, you just wasted time. So if you see something that you think is interesting, musky guys. Musky guys, for this is incredible, because you're going to mark 150 feet each side of the boat, every single musky or pike, because it'll show the air bladder, because it's got a long air bladder. So you see a big long white stripe. When you see that stripe, you move your cursor, zoom in, center it, zoom in, center it, waypoint. Go there and cast a bucktail. You're going to get that fish. That's how good the system is.
It actually shows fish, is it?
It shows the air bladder of a fish that has a big, long air bladder. It's not going to show bass very well as fuzz. It shows big fish with a ball of white.
Big channel cat?
Maybe not, because he's sitting tight to the bottom.
So it's not really a fish.
It will show you.
Side scan is not really for finding
It is not a
fish.
trolling thing. When the trollers ask me, I don't sell it to them. And when the trollers, let's get something straight here. 90% of people that buy the units are buying the wrong ones anyways. So dual frequencies. Every Lowrance from the HDS series comes with dual frequency. Guys that want to buy the 5200 kilohertz transducer for $100 more, it's the worst thing you can buy, because it says right on the package, saltwater only. It's designed for denser water, so when you guys have the 50 kilohertz transducer, you paid more money for something that doesn't work well, because it's not reading through dense water, it's reading through fresh water. So if you're going to buy saltwater, buy saltwater. If you're going to buy freshwater, buy freshwater. Don't mix the two up, because it does us no favor by spending more money on a thing that costs us more money. So it's an application issue. The units, when I set up the program, I tell everybody to leave it on 200 kilohertz, because if you do the program that I just taught you on the regular freshwater transfer, you're gonna see both thermoclines, both cannonballs. On the HDS system, it's on their online video. If a unit's set up properly on the HDS, it actually draws 3 times less power than this. This has a broadband built.